good thing about life is you don't have to stay stuck in one particular place. Things can always shift. Hi you guys, welcome back to this channel. I am Darian and I had a quick video for you guys today. This is 3 reasons why your life may be falling apart, or at least seem like it. Let's get into it. Okay you guys, so before we even go further, let me just say this. These are the 3 reasons that have come up in my spirit. These are not the end all be all. There may be some deeper issues or deeper things that could be going on also behind the scenes in your life. But if this resonates with you, if this is like something that's like light bulb goes off, this is what I've been battling with or dealing with, and that encourages you and sheds some light on your situation, then I'm happy that you are getting what you need. And I also want to say this too, because I think sometimes when you hear or you feel like your life is falling apart, you automatically may think negatively, like it's all negative reasons why. But just hang in there. I have something good in this video for you of why it may feel like that. So number 1 is actually you may be out of alignment in life. This is like an obvious. So when you are out of alignment in life is gonna feel like it's falling apart or just never was together, okay? But I feel like you may have seasons that may feel worse than others. When life feels like it's falling apart, that is usually an indicator, a spiritual indicator, or just something to wake you up and say like, hey, you need to fix what is out of balance. Because if your life is out of balance, it's not gonna ever feel like it has that flow. It's not gonna ever just feel like you have ease. And when I say ease, I don't mean that we get to a place in life where we never have any problems, nothing ever can come up or anything like that. That is not a realistic life. But you should have a place in your life where you get to where you just have peace and you have flow and things don't feel so stressful and forced and just like everything is coming up against you and working against you and this or that, okay? Again, we do have certain seasons where we may actually experience that, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But if this is just how life just feels for you, like it's been like this for a while, you more than likely are out of alignment just in life, period. So what does this mean? This could mean spiritually you're out of alignment, you're not where you need to be. You notice that life just all of a sudden just starts feel like it's out of alignment. It's time to go up in that area. It could be spiritually, it could be you're at the wrong job. You were fine at this job for 5 years. Now on this 6th year, everybody acting different towards you. You know, they trying to sabotage you. This happening, you ain't get elevated. Everybody else getting elevated in this job. You might be at the wrong place for you. Maybe you were able to get the lesson from that place for those years. Now it's time to start your business. Now it is time to take a chance on here. It's so many times I've heard people like say that they started their business and made all this money once they got fired. So sometimes that shift in balance comes in life when it's actually time for you to move on and move forward. Do you feel like your relationships just starting to fall apart? Maybe those people are no longer meant to be in your life anymore. Sometimes it's time for you to grow. I feel like sometimes we like to feel like everything is meant to last forever just because it is good in one season. But the reality is that as seasons go, things change. So everyone who was in your life one time will not be able to go all of the next season as it's time to move forward and elevate. Does this mean every single body? No, but most of the time that's usually how it goes. So now all of a sudden everything in your relationships have started to shift. You're out of alignment or balance somewhere. It could be that it's time for you to grow as a person, or you're already growing as a person, and so things are shifting. When something changes, it shifts the atmosphere. It shifts what was already there. And so everything will either have to adjust and align with it, or just have to flee. Get out of here. Again, if we're talking about people, I'm not saying just be this, you know, unruly person, but the reality is as you shift and grow, the things just have to either change with you or it won't. it won't go together anymore. It won't work out anymore, okay? This doesn't mean that people are disposable. It just means that you have matured and maybe it's time to go in your different path. So let's use this one. Maybe you feel like financially things are out of balance, or there's some misalignment, or it just feels like maybe your finances are falling apart. Look back over your past, whatever, 6 months, a year. What have been your patterns? What have you been spending your money on? Because if you're buying a new bag every 30 days and you're saying that your life is falling apart financially, you have to be able to pinpoint exactly why. Sometimes it could be you. Sometimes it really could be you. I'm a very realistic person, a realist. That may not be the example for everybody. That was just something that came up. So really look over your life and see what have been your habits, what have been the patterns. And if it's not anything that you get to say like, oh, it was this or that or this, maybe it's one of the things coming up. So, okay? Out of alignment could be why your life feels like it's falling apart. The good thing about life is you don't have to stay stuck in one particular place. Things can always shift at any moment. It's just a matter of you taking action or things just changing and the right timing for you. So let's hop into the next thing. Okay, guys, so this one is actually interesting because it kind of talks about something I just mentioned in the first one, but in a different way. So your life could feel like it's falling apart because you have the wrong people around you. So I'm not necessarily talking about you've had people in your life for a few years and things have been fine and the relationships have been fine and then they start to change and shift and fade off. I'm talking about you have invited the wrong people into your life. Okay? I know that it may not seem like this, but people do come with different energies, spirits, mindsets, beliefs, moral codes. And when the wrong people are in your life, you can expect your life, if it don't fall apart, to just about fall apart, okay? We tend to gravitate to people that mirror us, that mirror our beliefs, that mirror our feelings, that mirror the lifestyle we like to live. We usually tend to gravitate towards people like that. And a lot of times we gravitate on the physical versus the inner. Like we don't take that time to really get to know people deeply before allowing them into our lives. So if you actually make that a change in your life, I feel like you will start to see more quality relationships in your life. And I mean in an all-around way. Okay, but that's not the way I was trying to go. Let me come back over here, okay? So it can be easy to allow someone in and think that, oh, we have similarities here, we look like this, we, you know, all the things, but those people may not have good intentions towards you. They may not like you, really. You know, so you have to really assess who is around you. And I would even go as far to say, assess who is around you constantly. A lot of times. I was going to say at all times, but me now at this place in my life, I assess the relationships that I have in my life continuously. It's not just you came in on this day and 5 years later it's still the same. No, I have found in my life that people change at different times. So even if this is not just a new friendship, relationship, whatever you got going on, you have to be mindful that the wrong people can be in your life that were once the right people. So when you have the wrong people in your life, you're going to notice that you're not progressing in your life. You're not reaching your goals. You're being reverted back to past versions of yourself that you have overcome and just grown and shifted out of. You're not going to financially be able to prosper because it could be that every time you're around these people, you're spending up all your resources. They're not inspiring you to make any money. They don't care about you making any money or anything like that because they don't even care about their own situations, okay? So you can't expect them to care and focus on your stuff. And somebody who is at a different level at you in their life, you can't expect them to understand where you may be at in life. This is something that I have seen in the lives of others is they've had a good relationship, brought the wrong people around, the wrong friends around, telling their business, allowing people to get too close in their lives, and now they're getting a divorce, or they're breaking up, or their friends have talked them into leaving a partner, or things like that. So when you have the wrong people in your life, it can literally cause your life to start falling apart. And if they would have never brought those people or opened the door to those people in their life, they would have been fine. It was just that maybe they were just having a relational shift or rift in their life. Not that the person was a bad person and they needed to dump them, but because that person is not happy with their life, they're giving them advice that is not prospering them, that is not benefiting them. It can happen in different ways, but your life can start to seem like it's falling apart with the wrong people in your life influencing your life. It can be like an elder that you know. Yes, they may love you or they have good intentions towards you, but something they did was not good because of something that is inside of them. Maybe they don't feel good about themselves. Maybe they have regrets about how they've lived their life, and maybe they gave you bad advice and now it's affecting your life in a certain way. So if you feel like your life has started to fall apart because of something that has specifically happened, go back and assess where it feels like the breakdown in your life has happened and what was the leading cause of that. Was it something that you personally allowed within yourself, or was it something that you allowed an outside influence to move you and persuade you in a way? And there is no, like, this video is not about condemnation. Are you feeling bad? It's just to open your eyes and show you different ways that you could get to a place where life feels like it's off course or it's not balanced anymore. Alrighty, so let's get into the last thing that I have written down. Okay, this might sound like very much so an oxymoron, but your life may actually be feeling like it's falling apart because it's actually falling into place. Now, this is if you know that you've been in alignment and things have been aligned, but it still just feels like something is happening and shaking and everything just doesn't completely feel like how it's, I won't say that it's supposed to be, because I don't want it to come off negatively like something is wrong or something is missing, but I'm trying to convey that everything is still good even though there's still some things that need to happen. Sometimes we can be at a place in life where things are shifting in life and you're still in alignment, you're still doing what you need to be doing, but behind the scenes, because things are shifting and things are falling into place, it feels like they're falling apart. You could have been in one season and things felt fine, things felt perfect, things just feel peaceful and aligned. Now you're crossing over into a new season. When you cross over into something new, it requires a shift spiritually. It requires a shift. Even sometimes in the environment, you have to adjust a little bit to that shifting till you get to that new place, till you get to that promised land. And so that in-between period could actually feel like your life is falling apart. But here's a sign that you're actually in the right place, because you'll notice that in that part where things are shifting and it feels like it's falling apart, you still have peace. You're not constantly anxious, unless you could still be anxious, but it's like something in you that's like, no, I know I'm in the right place. I still have peace about where I'm at. Things, even though they don't make sense, I know that this is the right place to be. I know that this is where I'm supposed to go. So I hope that comes together for you guys. You could actually be in the right place, but it just feels like life is falling apart because there's a shift happening to take you to the new place, to take you to the next level. So you guys, that is it for this video. If you feel like your life is falling apart, I'm gonna need you to assess and redirect, okay? If it's a person, if it is just the journey, maybe you feel like you got off course, you can get back on course, okay? If it is that you're just shifting into a new season, then allow peace to overtake you and just continue to do what you need to do for that next place, okay? But you don't have to stay in a place where it feels like your life is falling apart. Just get in alignment if you are not. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this gave you revelation for your life, and be sure to check out the next video. Bye.